Everyone talks about useless random players who ruin their otherwise harmonious relationship with Apex Legends, but no one seems to be highlighting the games where all three members come together to spectacularly fail in equal measure with a display that will leave you utterly speechless. And who better to be part of this inexplicable disaster than me, Ragtag, the greatest gutter tier gamer on the face of this earth. And as I wandered around Stormpoint, little did I realise that today would be that day, and in an otherwise quiet game, spying a resurrection gave me hope for an epic showdown. Pretty much the most useless havoc aiming I've had in a while, but with round 3 about to close over us, the fear began to set in with Octane on 1 HP while Ash walked out in front and got thoroughly drilled. Haha, Ragtag here, professional shield battery canceller at your service.
No.
Charging up my shield.
No.
Got the shield battery up this time, but the ring began to sting.
Bomb reviving.
I'm coming, Octane, I'm not going to let you down. Wait, is that an enemy? Well, I better put the heat shield down before I... Well, now you know what kind of day it's going to be. Meet the most useless team in Apex Legends, and I didn't care what legend I was given because I was far too busy on my mobile phone playing Raid Shadow Legends, the best turn-based RPG in the App Store, but you can play it on PC as well with over 600 champions to collect, but most importantly, it's free to play, and the challenges ahead are mighty because a new boss is in town, the Hydra. 6 heads acting like 6 bosses in one. Blight uses poison, Torment terrifies, Mischief steals your buffs, Wrath has anger issues, Decay strangles your healing abilities, and Suffering makes you, well, suffer some of your own damage whenever you hit it. So how do we beat this multi-headed beast? With brute force, of course. We'll chop it into pieces and smite... Wait, did you just eat my healer? That's illegal! Well, we don't give up easy. Okay, right, look, that's my first shot of the Hydra. You think you could do better? There's so much to do in raids such as campaign, dungeons, PvP, collecting champions, of course, and getting them the best gear possible. There's plenty of festive activities coming up, but my pick of the holiday season is a free legendary champion who you might recognize as esports legend Simple, with his in-game character Alexander the Sharpshooter, available from now only until January 28th, 2022. Just log in for 7 days total before then, and he's all yours. So for a massive head start in raid, download it using my link in the description or scan the QR code right here, as new players will get an epic hero Tyrell, 200,000 silver, 1 XP boost, 1 energy refill, and 1 ancient shard, so you can summon another hero straight away, and you will find your rewards here in your inbox for the next 30 days only. Where were we? Ah yes, the dysfunctional super squad began this perilous journey by dropping to a zone that brought much needed variety in Stormpoint, because not only would we find ourselves an interesting game, but a lot of interested parties decided that their starter zone would also be Barometer. The supply bin yielded no weapons, so I thrusted towards the center in a high-risk ploy to get something usable, but also I'm a loot goblin. I saw the blue shield. Alright, shut up! There was no time to heal up just yet, but more important than that, every downed wraith deserves maximum thirst. Sorry, pal, I don't make the rules. I do happen to like this one, though. Die and return to the lobby from whence you came! Okay, maybe I got a bit carried away there, but while I was trudging around on the low ground, Bangalore had trouble in paradise, and by the time I finally got to the top, she slapped Octane across the face with a wet kipper, and that begged the question, would he have teammates coming for revenge? Seeing how close Bangalore came to their doom, I decided that I would treat this potential incoming team with a bit of respect, which was just as well because they weren't as dumb as I'd hoped.
Reloading. Taking fire.
I was being pushed and there was a bow check from across the way. I wondered if my teammates were even interested in this battle, but I didn't have time to find out.
Wings out.
In swooped Bangalore, my hero!
Fire. Tango down.
Reloading. Bandit down.
Give my shield a recharge. Reloading.
Bandit bought the farm.
Good job, Ash. Thirst that wraith. Thirst that! Sorry, I really should speak to someone about my reaction to that legend. It just brings out the worst in me, but I didn't have time to wrestle with my demons because deja vu, I was on the low ground while Bangalore was getting shot above.
Enemies here. 30 seconds before the ring closes.
We got another squad behind us. Reloading. Last one down.
That R99 in my spine meant we didn't have long, so the only thing I could do was actually play properly here and assume a defensive strategy with reasonable cover and try to prevent a full push from this new squad. Okay, look, by defensive strategy, I mean I'm going to make it look like they'd be able to shoot me, but in actual fact, I'm just sitting and cowering behind this box. But it surprised me how long these enemies were happy to persist at an impenetrable angle. Because, oh, never mind. We had to give Bangalore the time they needed to heal. To the high ground!
Opening fire. I'm out of heavy ammo.
Well, heavy ammo was becoming a problem, and even though Bangalore provided, I wasn't going to sit up here like the loser of the castle. I had to get involved.
Let's scope this quadrant out here.
Half the squads remain. The field has been cleared, and the true test begins.
Under fire. Taking fire.
Give it him the chimney. Cut down an enemy. I'm under fire.
Reloading.
Cracked one. Now to deal with that pesky Octane. I was sure my team would be fine.
Releasing an arc star.
Opening fire.
They got
But
me.
what would I know? No, I wasn't sure who was stalking who. The Octane felt like he was all around me and I didn't know where he'd strike from. How could I get back to my team to save the day if I got shot in the buttocks? But then the enemy Octane made his move. Strange move, to be honest, but at least now I had a chance to regroup.
Enemy down.
Under fire. Charge.
These ties bind. I have the banner. We must correct their failure.
Teleon bandit here.
Yeah, there's that Wraith! There's that!
Heavy ammo.
Over half the squads had been defeated and I was somehow the kill leader, but I was still crying about having no heavy ammo. But now we were in prime position for a quick resurrection to get Bangalore back to their box. But strangely, they showed no interest whatsoever in recovering loot outside the ring to obtain such meaningless items like better armor, and Ash's plea for them to reconsider fell upon deaf ears. Put a smaller shield, man, go back! And me, well, I was beyond kidding at this point, so once it was clear that the low-powered microwaves were a sunbed too far for my teammate, we took to the skies in search of enemies, armor, and glory, of which we would find 2 of the 3. By the way, if you think that we're a dysfunctional team, you haven't seen anything yet, but we're going to get to that, because the next ring had us near the giant antenna, where 2 squads appeared to be in a vicious standoff, one that we were happy to mediate, and by mediate, I mean aggressively negotiate. I just mean a third party, alright?
Out here.
Target there.
And of course the same thing happened that always happens. The 2 parties stopped fighting each other and both turned to face us.
Wings up. Fox 3, sending it home.
Well, that was enough pokey poke from me. I was bored, not waiting 2 minutes for a ring to close. I'd rather fight to the death than let the ring take my eliminations from me.
Fox 3, I got radar lock.
Enemy in the distance. Shields are deployed. Opening fire.
Wings up. Charge.
Taking fire. Moving here. Enemy reviving. Enemy close.
Well, that was odd, but it didn't matter because there was still activity across the way.
Battery here. Ringing fire.
Right, that right there reminds me of my Watson fences. Maybe I could win this battle after all.
Got company, people.
Say goodnight to another enemy. Reloading.
Round 3 closing, and I started to realise that perhaps patience would have been a virtue in our previous positions after all, because now we were miles away from safety and my 2 heat shields were the only thing standing between us and a brutal, burning demise. And while other squads would normally have more to worry about, a Valkyrie ultimate covers a lot of ground in a short space of time, so I told them about it. Got an error from the jetpack telling me that we didn't have the clearance because of that stupid antenna, so we'd have to cook ourselves medium rare before being able to get away from the damage, which was actually really starting to hurt.
Taking a knee. Patching up.
Deploying heat shield deployed here.
Okay, now that there was bad luck. Bangalore probably downed now as many times as I have eliminations in this game, and while we healed up, a plan was made. It was a good plan. heal, then we go. But Ash went for the phase tear at the same time I popped my ultimate, and then Bangalore picked up the med kit before latching onto my ultimate without using it, which sucked because as soon as I lifted off,
They got me. I'm down.
now the race for survival was on.
The information card is not located in your seat pocket. Just avoid bullets. You'll be fine.
I'm down.
Okay, there you go, the most useless team of Season 11 managing to do well then self-sabotaging, and as many of you regulars know, victory is never guaranteed on this channel, but we can't end a video without me advertising my next foolish tale where I kid you not, I was congratulated for pulling a scumbag move. Tune in a few days to find out. Hope you enjoyed the video. Catch you in the next one. Later!